Let me tell y'all a quick story, Heat fans. The date was July 11th, 2014. It was a bright and sunny Friday morning in which I was actually at Miami Heat basketball camp. Now, one of the cool things about that camp is every week you got to take a picture with a player on the team. And here's my picture from that camp. Now, you may be saying to yourself, that's not a Miami Heat player. That's our beloved Jason Jackson from Heat TV. And you would be right. Now, the reason I took a picture with Jason Jackson, who's an awesome guy, but not a Heat player, is because if you remember, that was the offseason when LeBron James was a free agent and everything was up in the air, and they essentially had nobody under contract. Lo and behold, we're all thinking LeBron is going to resign, but we are in the middle of playing a full court scrimmage game. I am checked out of the game. I'm one of the few people in the gym who actually brought my phone into the basketball court. I check my phone and I see a text from my dad saying he went back to Cleveland. So sure enough, I pull up the internet, fact check it. It's 100% true. And I am the only person in a gym full of 100 or so Heat fans that knows LeBron James has left the Miami Heat. So I do what you'd expect, and I start running onto the court, holding up my phone, saying, he left, LeBron left, he's gone, he's going back to Cleveland, as I was likely in tears. I was in tears, I remember exactly. And then all the games shut down, and actually the host of the camp, which is former color commentator for the Miami Heat, Tony Fiorentino, he calls everyone into the gym, the main gym. So you got a couple hundred people at this point, and he basically tells us all how we should be grateful for LeBron, and we should not hate him, not burn his jersey, and that sort of thing. And I do remember I was wearing a LeBron James shirt, and I had one single tear rolled down my face. And then I had this little kid come up to me and say, oh, you want a lighter so you could burn that shirt? I'll never forget you, kid. That was hard times. But anyways, ever since that day, I've wanted LeBron James back on the Miami Heat, my glorious king. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not one of those people that derides LeBron. That's not what I do. But I do acknowledge my beliefs that I think he is the greatest player of all time, right? And I don't want to get into a Jordan versus LeBron debate because I'm 25 years old. I never watched Jordan. So who's better? It doesn't matter. Point is, LeBron James is one of the greatest players to ever grace this earth. Okay, that's enough for the deriding. Though things were salty between the Heat and LeBron for many years because obviously the way that he left wasn't great. He disrespected Pat Riley a lot. He didn't let anyone know. He kind of screwed over the Heat during that offseason. And then when LeBron and Pat Riley were supposed to meet, LeBron actually sent, his crew with Rich Paul, and supposedly they were blowing off Pat Riley while ignoring him watching the soccer game when they were supposed to be negotiating contracts and such. So it left a sour taste in Heat fans' mouth for LeBron and specifically Pat Riley. However, throughout the years, that relationship between LeBron James and the Miami Heat has slowly started to mend itself back together. And then I really got excited of a possible return back in 2021 when Pat Riley was in an interview and he said the exact quote saying he will put a new shiny key under the mat if LeBron James seeks a return to the Miami Heat. So ever since that day in 2021, I knew that the window was just creaked open of a potential possibility for LeBron James' return. Now, of course, that momentum started to pick up just recently this week when LeBron posted a emoji on his Twitter of an hourglass emoji, as if to say he's running out of time. I don't know. Honestly, I don't really like to read into cryptic tweets because a lot of times players are just trolling. That tweet could mean literally anything. It could mean he wants a woman with an hourglass-shaped body. I don't know. But then just a couple days later, you got a report from a guy named Dave Pingalingalore, that's not his name, I just like to say it. But he basically said that LeBron James is at the top of the Lakers list to trade before the February 8th trade deadline. Now, I looked into this guy. He got 12,000 followers. Don't know who he is. That's why I personally don't believe many rumors unless they come from Woj or Shams. That's about it. But supposedly, this guy does have some credit because he broke Kawhi to the Clippers and LeBron even going back to Cleveland. So apparently he's got some stuff right before, but I don't care. I don't really know who you are. So I didn't put too much stock into this, although it did get me a little excited because the more smoke there is, maybe there's actually a fire. But then Rich Paul did come out the very next day, I think, and he basically said that LeBron James won't be traded and we are not asking to be. Obviously, Rich Paul is his agent. That's his guy. I do believe what Rich Paul is saying. Now, is he potentially just trying to kind of move on from that or drive up LeBron's trade value or something, or not tell the truth? I don't know. But I do tend to believe Rich Paul when it comes to this, because I don't think he has a huge incentive to lie about this. Now, they did ask LeBron, I think just today, about that tweet and about these trade rumors and if he knows what his future with the Lakers is. And this was his answer. Yeah, that was it. He just said no. I don't want to read too far into that, because I don't think that's on LeBron's mind right now. I think he's a guy that just cares about the moment and cares about winning. And they do have a game tonight versus the Knicks. So I don't think he's actively thinking about what he's going to do. Or he may be thinking about it, but he doesn't have a definitive answer if he wants to stay, if he wants to leave, right? So I do want to pull up LeBron's contract right here. And you can see he's making a massive $47 million this season, with a player option to make $51 million next year at the age of 40. So that's kind of the big question, right? Will LeBron stay? Will he go? Who knows? Now, I don't want to assume that LeBron doesn't care about the money as much, but because at the end of the day, all these guys want their bag, right? Rightfully so. But I do think it's fair to believe that LeBron might care more about winning a championship than taking the most money possible. So that could be a reason. I could see him opting out. And then obviously all these teams that will have relatively enough cap space could be fighting to get LeBron. Now, I want LeBron. I've made that very, very clear. Will he be traded? I don't think so. Like, at least this season. A lot of people have pointed to, LeBron's can't trade LeBron. Every time he's left, it's been in free agency. And I'd agree to that point, which is why I don't think he'll be traded. But if he was ever going to, it would be right now, because the Lakers are, of course, struggling. And at 39 years old, every season, every month counts for LeBron James. And if he thinks that this season isn't going anywhere, I don't think he'd want to have another wasted season. And maybe he would want to get out. So that'd be the only reason I could see him possibly getting traded. Now, if he does, I did put together a trade package for the Miami Heat that could possibly land him over here. And it's this trade right here, where I have the Miami Heat receiving LeBron James and sending over to the Lakers Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Nikola Jovic, and a first-round pick. Now, I do want to say Miami could improve this offer. Other teams could beat this. With a guy like LeBron, at the end of the day, it does matter where he wants to go. If he picks one team, he will get to that team. So while the Knicks could easily beat this trade because they have 100 first-round picks, the Warriors could potentially beat this trade. They have Jonathan Kuminga. If LeBron wants to come to the Heat, the Miami Heat can get him. Now, if LeBron does have a list between those three teams, well, now we got a little bit of a discussion, right? Because the Knicks don't have as many nice young pieces to match the salary for LeBron's whopping $47 million. They'd have to trade guys like Mitchell Robinson, Dante DiVincenzo, Evan Fournier, who obviously aren't great players or promising players, but I think they legitimately have like 7 first-round picks they could use to entice the Lakers to take their package. A team like the Warriors, they could send over a deal involving like Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, and like a pick. Now, while I do think Jonathan Kuminga is better than Tyler Hero, at least the way he's playing of late, which is insanely good. If y'all haven't seen what Kuminga's been doing, Andrew Wiggins in his contract might be the worst one in the entire NBA because he's making a ton of money for a lot of years and he's been very inefficient. His production has basically fell off a cliff, right? And obviously the Warriors have some other contracts, but if LeBron's going there, he's going to want to play with Clay. He's going to want to play with his boy Draymond. They have CP3, who LeBron is also very close with, so I don't think they'd want to trade any of those guys. And obviously Steph Curry's not going anywhere. So the 3 packages they could be looking at, the Lakers could be looking at, is either the Knicks with some bad contracts and a lot of picks, the Warriors with Kuminga and picks, or the Miami Heat, who could send a nice young player in Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, who would just kind of be salary filler for them, and then a very nice young piece in Nikola Jovic with 1 pick. Now, when I said earlier that the Heat could improve upon this trade, well, it would be adding Jaime Jaquez Jr. I know a lot of Heat fans are saying, whoa, I'm not trading Jaime Jaquez for a 40-year-old LeBron James. But to tell you the truth, I would. And I do want to say that I think adding Jaime Jaquez would instantly get the deal done because I do think he would be the best player available from any realistic team that the Lakers would want because he is that good. But the reason I would do it if I was a Heat fan, as much as y'all know I love Kamehameha Jaquez Jr., is because I think adding LeBron to this Miami Heat team would make them instant championship contenders. And you know how many teams in this league would die to have a 1-year window of championship contention? And I think the way LeBron's playing right now, the way Jimmy Butler's playing right now, I would feel comfortable saying you have at least 2 years with them continuing this level of play. And if you have a 2-year championship window, that's something I would take, because you might never have one of those ever again. And you could argue without LeBron that he'd have a championship window, since we just went there last year. Now imagine adding LeBron James to this team. And he's so versatile, he could play 1 through 5. It doesn't matter where you put him. And you'd still have, well, I was going to say the shooting. You're losing a lot of your shooting in this trade. That's a big issue, right? Because Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson is a lot of your shooting. But the way the Miami Heat find these shooters off the side of the street, they could walk into their local Wawa, pick a guy up who's pumping his gas, and he shoot 40% from 3 in the playoffs. You know how they do. The Miami Heat still have Cole Swider. Would it shock you if he popped off? Maybe, but it's possible. And there's also potential other buyout guys like Doug McDermott, Alec Burks, Reggie Bullock, who the Heat have played before. What do you think about the Miami Heat acquiring LeBron James, Thomas?
Acquiring LeBron James?
Yeah. I'm in the middle of recording.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Well, he did come to Miami Heat, and they did win 2 times against the Spurs, I believe.
Oh, yeah, right back there.
Right here. To be honest, Ray Allen, that was not the best shot I've ever seen in my life. The best shot was when Kawhi Leonard hit that game-winning shot on Joel Embiid, Game 7, semifinals.
All right, thank you, Thomas. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. The guy's a Clippers fan, and the Miami Heat do play the Clippers tomorrow, which will be...
Oh, yeah. Let me add to that. Miami Heat will get destroyed by the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard's going to drop 30. James Harden alley-oop to Russell Westbrook. Everybody's going to go wild. I forget if they're playing South Miami, right? Yeah. Literally, everybody's going to be transferring into Clippers fans. So, just letting you know.
I'm going to clip that when the Heat bust that ass. Anyways, though, I was talking about the shooters. You can find shooters on the side of the street, so I'm not too worried about losing Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero. But Thomas said a lot of BS. But he did bring up one good point of Bronny James. There is an aspect to Bronny James that may consider where LeBron wants to play, because LeBron has been on record saying he wants to play with his son. Now, that doesn't mean it has to be next season. Could be the year after that, the year after that. Who knows? But at this point, I'm not exactly sure if Bronny James will even be in the league next season. I don't want to focus on his basketball stuff too much, because obviously he had some health issues, which is the most important, and that could be affecting his play. But I do want to touch on it a little bit, just for the people that haven't been keeping up with Bronny James, and neither have I just looked it up for this video. But USC is currently a pretty bad basketball team. They're 8-13. They've lost like 6 in a row. And Bronny James really isn't having that much of an impact there, only averaging about 5.5 points per game, shooting 36% from the field and 29% from 3. So those obviously aren't numbers of a guy who'd get drafted this season. For his career, I do think it's best that he stays in college another year and tries to obviously improve. But maybe a team does take a swing on him with the hopes of enticing LeBron to come over to them. And the Miami Heat do have their 1st-round pick and 2nd-round pick this season. So would they use that to draft Bronny James if LeBron says, I'll come to you? I don't know. Part of the reason LeBron left in the first place is because Pat Riley in the front office didn't want to give in to all of LeBron's demands. And with how good the Heat are at drafting players and finding young talent, I don't think they would want to waste a draft pick on a guy if they don't truly believe in him. But if Bronny James does go undrafted, they could always sign him to a 2-way contract. We know the Heat's record with undrafted players, so the option is there. But I think that's all I got to say for this video. Thomas, you want to go ahead and send us out? You watched enough of my videos.
Well, actually, I want to add something real quick. If they can draft somebody else, like in Manu Ginobili, there is an Argentinian, 25 years old, who is in his prime right now, who is one of the best NBA or soon-to-be NBA player, but best basketball player in this house where we are recording. So. Oh,
that's your spiel to get drafted by the Heat?
Yeah.
We're about to go hoop right now. Actually, I might throw some of Thomas's highlights in there to end the video. I'm not gonna do that, but I'll see y'all next time. Oh, I do want to say I'm gonna be live streaming tonight the Believe in Miami Heat podcast. I'm going to be recording it while live streaming so I could answer y'all questions live on the stream. That will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. So make sure y'all tune in, get your questions answered, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.
Look, pull up in your city, tryna get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.